Making Bone Gang, and welcome back to another episode. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different, even though it, the background kind of looks like some of the videos start out. It's about a week since Hurricane Ida came through and tore us a new one. I'm down here at my house in the town of Barataria, right across from Lafitte, and well, it's a mess. As you can see, as we look around the nest, we have quite a mess in here. This is all the stuff that I had outside that we brought in for the storm before I had to head up front and work at the firehouse. But this is the first time since the storm that I was able to actually come to my house and look around and assess damages and check it out and everything. Good thing is the water did not get high enough to get in my house. My house is raised 10 plus feet off the ground. Didn't get that far from it, but thankfully, no water in the house, no significant damage. We're gonna send the drone up later in the video so we can check the roof and check the surrounding areas. And I wanna check on my neighbors' houses for them because they still haven't been able to make it back. But like I said, it's gonna be a very different video. Might jump around a little bit. I did take some video on the way in. But let me get these boots on, these boots right here, because I had my white shrimp boots on and, well, the mud and water is still a little too high. I went over them, filled them up with mud, so. We'll see what these do and take you around the old Couillon cottage and see what she looks like. Well, I guess we can start right here at the front porch. Here's my my white shrimp boots that, well, I used to be white shrimp boots. As you can see, got a little bit of muddy up in there. There's my socks. As we make our way down these here front steps, got a little bit of trash right there. But then there's that. That's about a good foot to 18 inches of mud, all packed in right there. I mean, it's still real soft because it's still soggy with water, but that's all water. Street's still flooded, so you'll be able to see as soon as I step in here. Just sinks all the way down. That's a lot of mud. So I'm pretty much standing where my wife parks her car, under the house, under this front porch right here. And you can't even tell where the yard stops and the street begins. All of that hills of grass and marsh that you see, that don't belong there. That all got washed up in here. You can see that fence right there is probably about a 3-4 foot fence. I sure am glad Ida left my tree though. I really like that oak tree, so I guess that's something else to be thankful for. So you can see on these columns underneath my house, that's the water line right there. And I'm about 6'1", so that gives you a good idea how high this water came up. Oh, look at the cat. You can't see it very well, but she's high, dry, and safe, so I'm gonna have to, well, I got some dog food, so I'm gonna have to try and feed her some, try and get some food, maybe if I can find some fresh water for her. But look at all of this. This is just marsh that floated when the water was up, and as the water receded, it just stayed there. Oh man, not in my pool pond. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to get ourselves a new pool pond to test some fishing baits. Hopefully the bass got out of here and found his way somewhere safe. That's a disaster. Still got the cords kind of hung up on that nail right there. My neighbor's hot water heater. See, the backyard's still holding water, so it's still flooded back here. Looks like all my kayak, my Piro made it. I took my boat up front as well as my Hobie kayak because I had a feeling those wasn't gonna make it through the storm, and I definitely didn't want to lose that. It's actually how I had to get here is by boat. It's like I lost some pieces of my patio cover, which is crazy because I just moved here 3 months ago, and that was one of the things that was messed up from last year's storm that they had to get fixed before I moved in. I mean, this is crazy. Look at this. This is the second flight of steps going up to my porch. It comes down, there's this, and there's about an equal distance down there to the bottom, but yet I'm standing almost higher than this platform just from all the, oops, sorry about that, just from all the grass and the marsh that got washed up. You see some, like they had some raccoons hanging out on the porch too at some point. Must have a busted water line right there, kind of bubbling up. I hope that's water. I don't think it's gas because they shut the gas off down here because further down the bayou they had about 6 houses that burned due to a gas line busted. I think it was a gas line, I'm not exactly sure, but they couldn't get no fire trucks down there. They brought a bunch of boats from different departments trying to get there to fight it, but because the one way in and the one way out, the bridge was messed up, couldn't get to it, so ended up bringing a bunch of fire boats and battled that thing for quite a while, and it ended up taking 6 houses, which is terrible because people's houses just made it through a storm. And they I believe they fared fairly decent until they caught on fire. Sad. Sorry to hear that. I mean, all of this right here was all pretty thick woods, and you definitely couldn't see on the other side of this. This is the canal, that little bridge that I usually fish at, and when I launch my kayaks at. Normally you can't see through that at all. So the storm definitely cleared it out. Took a bunch of trees. You can see right there, that tree snapped. If you want to get a good reference of what this looked like before, you can check out the video when I first moved here. I'll leave that in the description below. I'll leave a link for you to check it out. And oh, phone's ringing. Hold on. Sorry about that. Cell service is still working, but that was my neighbor. He seen that I was down here on Instagram. He asked me to go check out his house, make sure he didn't have no water leaking. His house looks pretty good from the outside, besides my shed leaning on his house. So there's that. All right, let's try and make my way over to the sheds. See if we can't take a peek in there, see what it looks like. Hopefully my fishing poles are okay. I don't know why I didn't take those with me with my boat. Oh my God, there's a hole. But also, gotta watch for snakes, because there ain't no telling what kind of snakes, critters, and animals are all up in there. Do this without sinking up to our neck. I might be able to get into this one. What's up, kitty cat? Survivor, huh, kitty? Whew. All right, there we go. Lock was stuck. What we got going on in here? Got some mud up in here. Oh yeah. Well, that's nasty. We're just gonna stick our head around, see any critters up in here. Hello, any critters? There's my fishing poles. I'm sure that's a mess. Let's try and grab this paddle, because we're gonna go see if I can't get to my Piro. Well, you can see water at least got that high. The bucket's full, unless that was just from the rainwater. I don't know. Shed got a hole in it. Actually not as bad as I thought it would be, even though it is quite a mess. Oh, phew! My pedal drive survived. Don't look like I'm gonna be able to make it into this shed. Surprisingly, it is not actually leaning up against my neighbor's house like I thought it was. Maybe them pallets stopped it. Maybe it was leaning and when the water went down it stopped, but I ain't gonna be able to really get into those doors until all that stuff's cleaned out from in front of it.
All right, well, I tried digging a little bit to try and get that bottom corner of the door open, but
it's packed in there pretty tight and I ain't got a shovel. Actually, the shovel's in that shed. Great place for it.
well, so much for keeping the inside of this boot dry. Dadgummit. It's like we got a little gator friend in our backyard, too. What's up, Betty boy? This is not exactly what I meant when I said I wish I had waterfront property. Just saying.
Whew. Whew. Had to take a little break. Had to change into a dry shirt. So we're gonna go ahead and take ourselves a little lunch break. Since we ain't got no refrigeration or electricity to use the microwave or heat something up, can't go wrong with a trusty can of beans, you know. Little pull tab, don't even have to use a can opener. Take ourselves a little bit of slap your mama's Cajun seasoning. You know, just a little dab will do you right there in the can. And then, ain't no beans any good or complete without your Crystal's Louisiana pure hot sauce. Where's my fork? Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that sauce is bon.
Alright, now that my belly's full and I'm rehydrated, got a dry shirt that ain't gonna last very long. There's about 2 more things I need to do before I can get that drone up in the air. And that is, I gotta empty my freezer from inside before it starts stinking and I have to throw away the whole freezer. Whoa! I'm trying not to kill myself. What was I saying? Clean that off a little bit. And that building way in the back, that is my neighbor's garage where they stored the chickens to hopefully the chickens would be able to survive the storm. So I gotta go see if those guys are still back there. Sure hope they are. And then I'm gonna throw them some food. I got some dog food in my pocket. And by the way, I switched to the GoPro because I'm inevitably gonna drop this camera while wading through this swamp right here. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm pert near 100% certain this is gonna be over my boot. I ain't taking a chance of walking barefoot. We done seen 1 alligator, 1 snake already. Oh yeah, it's up to the knee. Yep. All right, and which brings me to my next point. I have to make sure we carry this bad boy with us, cause yeah, I know. Really prefer not to get eaten by anything, really. We're gonna make a pit stop at that P-row, so maybe we can just P-row ourselves a way around instead of having to walk through all of this the whole time. Yeah. Probably should have left my wallet inside. I can't imagine me needing it out here. Oh my God, look at the size of that spot. Look at the size of that dude. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I think I got it tied to that end. Dadgummit, I got it tied to the other end. The fun part of this is going to be me trying to get in this thing without filling it up with water and flipping it over. Empty out the boot. Alright, we're going to try that one more time. Empty out the boat again. Thing definitely ain't as sturdy as my kayaks. Y'all better come on if y'all gonna come on. Sheesh. Ooh, that don't look good. We about to pull up to my neighbor's garage, but the front side definitely looked better than the back side. Dang, that sucks. I'm gonna see if I can paddle up in there, beach this P-row so that we can go look in there and see if any of them chickens made it. Man, look at that. Oh, we got a couple chickens. I hear you, buddies. I got some food for you. I'm gonna try and get to you. Man, that's my neighbor's old Corvette. God, it sucks. Looks like the boat lifted up when the water came up. I see at least 3 chickens. I'm gonna go try and put them some food in there. All right, my guys. I know this ain't what you're used to eating, but y'all are chickens. Y'all eat anything. Here. Calm down now. Calm down. Oh yeah, they're getting it now. All right, dudes. Jeez. Oh, hey, guy. So unfortunately, we're not going to be flying the drone because, so if you can see right here, it will not let me take off in the drone because the president, that's right, the daggum president, is around these parts somewhere, coming to fly over southeast Louisiana, get his photo op, just like every other president does. Doesn't matter which one it is, Republican or Democrat. Now, I appreciate it if you care, if you do care, but could you do me a favor and care, I don't know, in Washington? Because all you're doing is just tying up logistics. But anyway, I'm not here to rant and rave, just here to tell you that we can't fly the drone, so I'm gonna have to do that next time I come out. Why don't you check out this B-roll footage while I sit here and talk at you for a moment. So if you're not familiar with the town down here in Lafitte, Barataria, and Crown Point, they're separated by little bodies of water, but I guarantee they're all the same people. And I've been wanting to move down here ever since I was a kid. Spent a lot of time down here, fishing out of here. My grandpa had a camp that you had to launch right here down the bayou ways called the School Bus Canal. My childhood best friend lived down here. Spent many a days and nights hanging out with him. Always wanted to move out here, not just because of it's the bayou and because of how beautiful it is. The fact that I absolutely love hunting and fishing, and man, this is paradise for it. But it's because of the people. I guarantee if you stick around and watch, I'll be doing a few videos as we do this rebuilding process, and I guarantee you this town will rebuild, because they always have and they always will. And you'll see how these people come together and help each other out. And now, thankfully, as a dream come true, I'm now a part of this community. So I'll be doing the same thing, rolling up my sleeves, slapping on the old shrimp boots, and rebuilding this beautiful place. Everybody knows who's lived here, including myself before I moved down here, that a situation like this with a storm is not only a possibility, but a probability that it's going to do some serious damage to this place. But people just love this place so much that ain't going to scare them away. They're just going to keep on coming back and just build it even better. I'm going to try and get back to fishing and hunting, back to the normal content as soon as I can, but we got a long road ahead of us. But we're going to get it done, and I'm going to need a fishing trip sooner than later. So make sure y'all stick tuned to the channel, and we'll do some more coverage of this, but we're going to get back to that hunting and fishing. And thank you guys for y'all support, and thank you so much for watching. Catch y'all on the next one.